Hello, welcome to Recapping with Delora
and Ashley.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Recapping Podcast.
Also, comment, rate, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. We're on all the things.
We would love to hear your ratings of the movies and shows we review.
Email us your audio file to recappingpodcast@gmail.com and we will play it during the show.
Or DM us on Instagram and we will post and read it on air.
Thank you guys so much for listening.
Thank you. Hey, Ashley.
Hey, Delora. What's going on, girl?
Girl, out here trying to make $1.85. So
was that a reference to us being underpaid?
Let's talk about something nice, or not so nice. It's very hot outside. Have you been in this heat?
Girl, and you know I live in Florida too, but I've been keeping my ass in the house for the most part. I pretty much go outside to go from AC to AC, from my car to somewhere indoors and back. I haven't even sat out at the pool or at the beach because that's how hot it is right now. But when I saw that, like, where is it? England or somewhere, UK. The lights were melting and stuff. I said, oh no, this ain't my type of heat. This ain't my type of weather.
Not at all. Well, hopefully everyone listening to us today, you all keep it cool, you stay cool, because a lot of stuff is going on in the world. These quick headlines and hot topics are also very interesting. So let's go ahead and jump in on something a little light. We're going to fluctuate between light, really ugly, heavy, light again, stupidity, and unfortunately, we might end on a very bad note, but that's neither here nor there. First up, looking at Variety. Alfonso Ribeiro joins Dancing with the Stars season 31 as Tyra Banks' co-host. This news came out on the 14th, apparently. I just heard about it this week, but as we mentioned previously, Dancing with the Stars is now moving to Disney Plus, and it will be hosted by two iconic 90s people, right? Like, can we not forget how they were both on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Like, I think this is such a perfect fit. He is a former champion from 2014, the 19th season. He killed it. He's also the host of America's Funniest Home Videos. Also following Tom Bergeron, which is hilarious. So I guess Alfonso is taking two of Tom's jobs, but here nor there.
That was shady, Delora, because you know Tom was salty about Dancing with the Stars.
But you know, it should be very interesting. What are your thoughts on this shakeup?
I guess for a show like Dancing with the Stars, I'm not as invested in who hosts it because it's so much for me about, and you know this, we've talked about this on the podcast, I'm new to the Dancing with the Stars family and fandom. So it's so much about enjoying what they're coming up with every week, what the themes are, all that stuff and that's not that the host is a distraction, but they just don't do it for me on this particular show like that.
Interesting.
So, and I told you, I didn't even realize they had announced that she had a co-host until you told me we were going to be doing this as a topic. And I looked it up and I was like, oh, okay, cool. I mean, Alfonso, get your check, I guess. You know, ABC is paying, Disney's paying you well. So
apparently he is definitely a member of the Disney family. My second question for you is this. Do you think Tyra wasn't good enough just to do it solo? I'm just curious.
I think it could be we're going to see more changes with it going to Disney Plus, and that's why they're bringing on a co-host, because we still haven't seen what this change of platform is going to mean for how they structure things. You know, they're not going to have the same time constraints, right? The production could be totally different. So I think once we see how they incorporate it, if it's exactly the same, then I would question it more. But I think maybe it's going to be indicative of other changes to how they're going to do the show now that it's moving to streaming.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's bringing a level of excitement that I didn't have previously. Just because I don't know, the idea of it going to the streamer, granted Disney Plus is a mainstay, you know, in my household, i.e. our recap for next week, by the way.
Exactly.
But you know, it was gonna be one of those things where I was thinking, oh well, I'll catch it when I catch it, which may remain the same, but I'm now curious to see what the dynamic is gonna be like between Alfonso and Tyra. So
he better bring it. He better get him some looks and some fashion together.
Oh, bring it in that way.
Yeah.
I was thinking in terms of the humor. He'll definitely bring it for that.
Well, I know he better hit that Carlton. That's all. I mean, that's what everybody's going to be waiting for on that first episode.
He's only going to do it once, and it's probably not going to be on the first episode. I highly doubt it. Highly doubt it.
Has to be a part of the announcement.
All right, Ashley, we're going to have to turn the page to something very dark. I'm looking at NBC News. Ricky Martin to testify against nephew in wake of romantic relationship allegations. Woo. This news hit last week initially. I think that's where most of the rumbles on social media started, but apparently on July 1st, a judge granted a temporary restraining order against Martin under Puerto Rico's domestic violence prevention and intervention law to apparently his stepsister's son. He alleges that they had a romantic relationship for 7 months and now fears for his safety. The protection order also states they separated 2 months ago, but the respondent does not accept the separation. The singer allegedly calls him frequently and hanging around his residence on at least 3 occasions. Ashley, where were you when you first heard this news?
I don't know, because this was so shocking. I think I had to see it a couple of times before it synced in that this was an actual news story and it wasn't like fake news somewhere. You know what I mean? It took me seeing it in a few places. But thank you for the clarification that this is not actual incest, if that's his stepsister's son, because this whole time I have been thinking it was his blood sister's son. So thank you for that clarification, if it helps anyone else out there, because I was
Ashley,
that added a different layer to the story, right? But it's shocking. Ricky Martin?
Girl.
Ricky living La Vida Loca Martin.
Girl.
I think I said this to somebody earlier. I don't even think celebrity stories shock me anymore. I just kind of be like, well, damn. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if there's anything y'all can do anymore out here. Y'all do everything. Y'all have been in every headline possible. I was not ready for this. But then again, it's freaking Hollywood, Delora. What about you? Where were you?
I started seeing a lot of the rumbles on social media, I believe at the end of last week. And I was that Kris Jenner meme when you see you look at your laptop and you just close it, because I was just like, throw my whole entire phone away if any of this is true. To your point, we've had these conversations previously before. Nothing surprises me when it comes to anybody, frankly.
Yeah.
Especially celebrities. Celebrities are people. They're human. You know, we just give them access and we celebrate them, and who knows if this level of power gets to their head that they think they're invincible or something. I don't know, but
or what he's been through. I mean, I don't even know much about Ricky. Once the story came out, I was like, I don't know really much about that man.
And we just got done talking about freaking R. Kelly last week. So Ricky Martin is planning on this Thursday denying all the claims that his nephew is claiming. We will keep you all posted. I don't know what else to say, Ashley. I really don't.
Girl, there's not a lot to say. We'll let this story develop, and then we can give some deeper thoughts.
All right, on to wedding news. Still quick headline, looking at Vogue. Top Gun's Maverick Jay Ellis marries Nina Sinikar at a garden wedding in Tuscany. This article goes into detail on how the couple met and how they were planning on getting married in 2019. It didn't happen because the world shut down. Yeah, beautiful gowns. I sound like Aretha Franklin. What I really annoyed by this particular article is that they're not identifying him as insecure Jay Ellis. It's Top Gun Maverick. Now, yes, it's one of the highest grossing movies of the year, but
it has surpassed Titanic.
Yeah, but we know him from Insecure.
The culture knows.
Yeah.
But Vogue, darling.
Apparently,
Vogue is gonna put the blockbuster, I guess. I get your point though.
Yeah.
Insecure is what made him who he is in whatever respect in terms of fame, at least in the Black community.
Absolutely. He became a household name. That in the game, but that's a deep cut. So apparently Jay and his gorgeous bride met in 2015. They have a beautiful daughter together, and they decided to get married in Tuscany because that was one of their first trips together. Ashley, have you seen these wedding pictures? What are your thoughts on the happy couple?
I'm about to start laughing, and I'm not laughing because I don't think that things that I've seen are beautiful. It's because I know already that this turned into a bit of a shit show with the social media commentary. So it's hard to reserve
I was waiting
myself.
for it, but I'm going to go ahead and bring it up. Jay posted his picture of him and his gorgeous bride and decided to turn off the comments.
I'm sorry, y'all.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
He did. And that's the first thing I even noted, because I saw the post of him and his wife on another platform. So then obviously I went to his page. I was like, oh, I want to see the wedding photos he posted.
Yes.
So obviously seeing that picture and then noting, oh, this mofo turned the comments off. He knew this was going to be messy. He knew that Black people were going to hop in them comments and destroy his soul.
He has hid her from his social media for how long was Insecure on? 5 years? It
has been a running commentary that he hides this woman. Now, granted, we knew because you and I have done deep dives into people and actors and stuff on our shows that we enjoy. Yes. So we've seen her. We knew that she was the mother of his child, all this stuff. Yeah. But it's sad that he felt and knew that there would be such backlash once he posted this photo. And some of the corresponding pictures I've seen have not helped, because obviously she was wearing makeup and she is a white woman.
She's from Serbia.
Her makeup rubbed off on his face.
European.
And nobody fixed him up for some of these photos. So he has like this white dusting on his face. So it's just, the joke kind of write themselves. And I didn't try to go down the whole Twitter rabbit hole of everything everybody had to say, because I agree with not stealing this man's joy. He didn't do anything to anybody by marrying this woman.
No.
He's still Lawrence. He still was on this show that y'all enjoyed and enjoyed that character. He's a man with a life that he lives, and this is someone he loves. So I'm respectful of that. But Twitter, y'all be cutting up, and
no mercy.
That the jokes and the commentary was not hilarious, I'd be lying to y'all. But I don't want to feed into the negativity and take away from this moment. I just wonder if Issa was like, are you trying to replay my wedding? Because
that was my initial thought too. I was like, so is everyone from the Insecure cast getting married in Europe these days?
Exactly.
But they made it very clear in this article that they had always planned to have their wedding in Italy. So who knows? I think they postponed it 3 times because of the pandemic. So she's a gorgeous girl, and congratulations. I just think it's just rich, just very rich that he turned off his comments. Because when I first saw that he was married, that was in the title on, I think it was like the Shade Room or the Jasmine brand or something like that. I'm like, Black folks know how to be messy, I swear, but I love it at the same time. So congratulations to the happy couple. Hopefully
congratulations, Jay.
They're both very happy. All right, so time for hot topics. All right, love must be in the air because another couple got married. Bennifer 2.0 got married.
They did it. They really freaking did it.
I'm just gonna let that marinate. Nearly 20 years after, I'm looking at Harper's Bazaar, nearly 20 years after they first met, they got married in Las Vegas at the iconic The Little White Chapel. There's so much to unpack here, though, Ashley, because one, I appreciated that Jennifer Lopez released the news on her personal blog. She gave a whole write-up on love is patient and how happy she is. And they even gave us a preview of them getting ready. She wore a dress that she had been saving from an old film. Ben showed us the gross bathroom he changed into. And I have never seen Jennifer Lopez this happy in my life.
I know.
What are your thoughts
for these kids? Okay,
I know.
Not to call these grown adults kids, but y'all know what I mean. It's a term of endearment. I think that it's beautiful. When this news dropped, I was like, damn, they really did it. And they did it low key. And I love that for them, because their first go around was so hyped up and public and ridiculous and over the top.
You remember back in the day when paparazzi used to have helicopters flying over wedding destinations? Girl, that's how bad it was.
The hoopla of celebrity, thankfully, like I said, I know that social media is a double-edged sword, but I really do think it helps celebrities to be able to have more control and less of a demand for that type of fandom and insanity.
Yes.
To be able to get a glimpse into their lives. But I think this is beautiful because it seems like they did it on their own terms. Obviously Vegas has been popular lately because we saw the first wedding of Travis and Courtney
Kravis.
My thing is, this ish worked for Mark Consuelos and Kelly Ripa years and years and years ago.
You know who I was thinking of?
Who?
And it didn't work, was Michael Jordan and his first wife.
Well, it worked for a time, right? I mean, they had a solid 20 years,
20-something
maybe.
years. Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, she made it work to the best of her ability. I'm sure there were some other factors going on in that marriage, but the point is, I'm really happy for them. I think there's something about Jennifer Lopez. I mean, again, I know we just talked about her in the halftime recap, which if you guys haven't checked out, go back and listen to.
Yes,
I love me some Jennifer, and I love the purity with which she still has for love and relationships and all of this. She makes me a believer.
Yes,
I love
definitely a romantic in that way, right? And it's kind of like that thing of, if I didn't get it right the first time, second, third, or fourth, I'm gonna keep trying until I do.
She's old Hollywood in that way. She's old Hollywood. Is. This is her Richard Burton right here.
What I will say is this: I was both happy and surprised to find out that they got married really late in Vegas, because it was one of those things where, like, yeah, I could see that happening because, again, she's such a romantic. Of course, you fall in love and rekindle your relationship. Let's elope. Let's just go ahead and get it over with so we're together forever. I can see that. But this is also Jennifer Lopez.
The glam that is Jennifer.
And she did not disappoint. Let's not make a mistake. Her hair, her face, body on point. It made me wonder, like, is this going to be enough? You know what I mean? And I think there are rumors that they will have a larger get together for family and friends. So hopefully we get a peek into that. I don't know.
But you know what I love about this, though, is the reason behind her being able to do a low-key wedding may be because none of that matters now.
Yes.
None of that pomp and circumstance and showing out and all that shit. Who cares? It's about me and you, boo.
That's it.
It's about me and you. You are the prize.
And also, being a celebrity, you have the opportunity to dress up on a regular basis, whereas common folk, they literally, you can count on one hand how often you get glammed up. Prom, wedding, I don't know. I don't know what else, you know what I mean? Like
cotillion, botillion, quinceañera.
Anybody in my life that did any of the last three you mentioned. So
what's the Jewish rite of passage?
Bat mitzvah.
Yeah, bat and bar mitzvah. Yeah, you know, baby. I'm just you know, we're being inclusive. I'm just throwing out all the possibilities. But no, I think that could be, you know, it. But I hope this is it. I hope that this I hope that
the emphasis of the interview. And we're done.
Because I had thought Mark was it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I had thought Mark was about to be it.
And I thought A-Rod was a good one because I was like, on paper, they look so good together, you know?
And I think that was the biggest thing. I think she was a business for him. She wasn't a person.
Yes. So I'm going to end this conversation with this tweet. Okay, this is from Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I love Twitter so much. Not spelled correctly, but that's how it reads.
So not the real Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Okay, thank you for clarifying that. I'm like, Jonathan Taylor Thomas has a hot take on Bennifer? Okay.
No. It's at Charles Jensen. What if the Bennifer marriage repairs the timeline and resets us to 2004? Thank you, sir. Because I'm telling you, after 2016, something happened in the Matrix. And we haven't been able to recoup.
I just watched, and I think you had already watched it, The Gospel According to Andre Leon Talley.
Girl, yes.
And I had to relive their reaction to Trump winning over Hillary. I had physical reaction. I said, don't do this to me. Y'all don't understand.
Ashley.
The mental and physical anguish I had just rewatching them being distraught. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't want to relive it, but damn, 2004, I would be a junior in high school. I don't know.
I'd be a senior. It's a good time. I'm still an adult. Make some
I
moves.
really don't want to go back to high school, but hey, I will have a good time though, especially if I get to keep my mind. Oh, I'd have a great time.
Absolutely. Exactly.
I would have a great time.
That I know now.
Exactly.
Oh, please.
We'd be showing up and showing out. I'd be like, Delora, let's get out these streets. Let's get out these streets a little bit, okay? Let's make this money.
Period. All right, Ashley, our next hot topic.
Speaking of getting out in these streets.
The sigh heard around the world.
Lord.
This is from people. Khloe Kardashian expecting baby number 2 with ex Tristan Thompson via surrogate. Quote, incredibly grateful. Khloe Kardashian will be a mother of 2. This is according to People. The baby was conceived in November. Khloe is super grateful and feels super blessed to have the surrogate carry their blessing. It also mentioned that we like to ask for kindness and privacy so Khloe can focus on her family.
Okay.
That's interesting considering this same week or the following week from that announcement, because that came out last week. This week, also from People, Tristan Thompson holds hand with woman in Greece ahead of welcoming baby with Khloe Kardashian. Ashley, my only question is this to you. Where is Khloe's self-esteem? This is embarrassing.
I don't think it gets any more. I'm at a loss for words. That's where I'm at. Because I was going to say, I don't think it gets any more embarrassing, but I could be wrong. Who knows what he's going to do in a month?
What's that saying? Whenever you think you found the floor, it just keeps falling.
Seriously. I think what made me sad when I first heard this is that I thought she did this after finding out about his latest situation. Thankfully, they're saying she found this happened beforehand. Yes. So at least you weren't that silly to go through this process with him thereafter. But still, Khloe, still, girl, I'm so tired of talking about this shit. I'm so tired of being in this circus with you. We have done this. We have said it. I have felt feelings for you, and I'm over it.
Girl, I've been over it, but I really reluctantly put this on our lineup because I'm like, you can't get away from this freaking story.
And now he has a new name, Tristan Don't Give a Fuck Thompson.
Oh, it's like you can't shame the shameless, right?
You can't. You really cannot. I understand that he's a single man, but you know that it's going to be highly publicized. You know that they're going to follow your every move. So in that case, just like have a level of discretion with what you do. You are rich.
Respect for yourself. Exactly.
You are rich. You can do this stuff privately.
And before we used to blame it on him being young, he's 31 years old now.
He's boo-boo the fool out here as far as I've been concerned for a long, long, long time. And what made me sad is watching the Kardashians, which I've no longer watched their Hulu series at all. It always made me feel some type of way that on the show and like when he's talking, he just gives the impression that he's like a nice guy. Yes.
Very manipulative.
And I'm like, I hate that about you.
Yeah.
Be the snake
that
piece
you
of
are.
shit that you are.
Living your truth, sir.
And stop trying to charm this woman into thinking you're somebody that you're not. That's the true definition of a fuckboy. Like, I'm over this story, Delora. I hope that Khloe has a happy, healthy baby.
Absolutely.
And that she is able to move on with her life and be happy with her family. But this whole narrative of wanting your children to have the same father, regardless of the shit they put you through, is
Woo, Chile.
dangerous.
Woo, Chile. You said it, not I.
I'm saying protect your peace, Khloe. Protect it. Because this man ain't giving you none.
It's so embarrassing. I really don't know what else to say to that. It's not a good look. It's not very empowering. I'll say that.
I'm also sad to hear what these kids are going to have to say someday when they're old enough to have interviews and conversations and talk about the traumas that they had from the shenanigans that are going on. Because that's the thing. Y'all always talk about, oh, we're going to do what's best for the kids, best for the kids. Are y'all sure this shit is what's best for the kids?
Where are you standing up for yourself? Yeah. So, well said, Ashley. Prayers for the safety of the surrogate as well as the baby. And, hopefully that transition goes well. Maybe, and I just feel like it gives this false narrative of like, if you have money, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? When it comes to co-parenting and all that. I'm sure it makes it easier, sure, but I don't know.
I just, from the origins of our public knowledge of the Kardashians, them being on reality TV and all that, Khloe is never the sister in a million years I would have thought would go through what she's gone through. Khloe used to be like no nonsense, cuss you out, I ain't taking no shit. Maybe I think that's why
facade or something.
I think that's why I think that's why it hits me a little bit deeper too, though. It's like Khloe, of all the sisters, Khloe, damn.
All right, so our final quick headline today, I'm looking at NPR. Sesame Place apologizes after video shows 2 Black girls being passed over at a parade. This blew up social media, Ashley.
Continues to.
It's not that it was just the one clip of Rosita passing by the Black girls and hugging the white kids or high-fiving the white woman. It was like, you really ignored these children, but there are several angles of this incident and others that have since made its way to social media. So let's go ahead and just dig into our first impressions of this video. I have to admit, I wanted to give it a benefit of the doubt, but what I will say is I found out that this is Sesame Place. It licensed its costumes from, Sesame Street, the TV show that raised several generations, that was inclusive and remains one of the most inclusive shows on television.
There's a whole thread on African Archives on, I'm sure it may be on multiple accounts, but on IG, that Sesame Street was originally created for Black and brown inner city kids. Fascinating stuff.
And so this little place in Pennsylvania, it's not Philadelphia, apparently, it's outside. And you're having all these accounts of little Black and brown children being overlooked. It's truly disgusting. And I want to highlight one of the things that our girl Sunny from The View said today. Just like, this is supposed to be a safe space for children. Can you imagine your first interaction with racism being embodied by a beloved character you've watched probably every day on television?
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad to me on a few levels. Like, for one, do the kids even register it? If they do register it, how does it impact them right now? And then also, how will it impact them in the future? Because another thing, Mike, that Sunny said, to your point, was just about the fact that as adults, you get used to all the microaggressions, you get used to all these things. But when you're a child and you're still very innocent to the world, how do you perceive it? And then how are you going to take that perception and how's it going to manifest as you grow up. So it may seem like, oh, it's an innocent thing, but compile that amongst possibly other things that they're going to have to continue to experience. And it's just a culmination of the racism that Black people have to deal with on such a regular basis. And so for us, it's just traumatizing to have to witness it to the most vulnerable, youngest, innocent members of our community for no fucking reason.
No reason.
This is,
well
I didn't even know what Sesame Place was.
Me either.
My hairdresser had to tell me about it yesterday. Because I was like, what is Sesame Place? What is this? It plays
into the whole conversation of, oh, people are too young to learn about this stuff. Our Black and brown children aren't too young to experience this shit firsthand.
There you go, Delora.
You can miss me with that, like Rachel always likes to say. Like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. So the first statement from Sesame Place essentially said that the character didn't see the children. And so, you know, that's part of the reason why those kids didn't get an interaction that they were looking for. And then, you know, social media, specifically Black Twitter, was like, hold my beer. And they had to come out again and apologize. Looking at ABC News here, says Sesame Workshop, which is the nonprofit that runs Sesame Street, will conduct bias training and thorough review of the ways in which they engage families and guests. And it says, as a global nonprofit educational organization with a mission to help children grow smarter, stronger, and kinder. That's a great mission statement, by the way. It's very concise. Sesame Workshop has always stood for respect, inclusion, and belonging, and is committed to providing the highest quality, engaging experience for all children and family. Oh, these children are innocent, and this is just absolutely heartbreaking.
That
we have
family
to
is
talk about it.
Sue. Okay.
The look on that little girl's face.
I mean, there was multiple videos at this point of multiple children going through things, but the family of this original video is definitely about to sue. This whole press conference, they said there's nothing you can say. That means there's something you need to do, which is pay us for the distress that you've caused our family. Get that money.
It wasn't even a simple ignore. It was like the hand wave, like on to the next one.
Did you see the one too where like the character slapped the girl in the face?
Yes.
I mean, what KKK members do they have working at Sesame Place?
Girl.
And let's be clear, Sesame Street and Sesame Place are different.
Now, in this ABC News article, it says Sesame Place is a licensed partner of Sesame Workshop. Mm-hmm. So,
because Sesame Street, I loved growing up. I credit listening to Sesame Street tapes for helping my knowledge, like my growth in knowledge. Absolutely. As a child.
It was so beautiful. It was so gentle. It was so inclusive. When I tell you, the first program that Amara watched was Sesame Street, and she knew about Elmo and Elmo's World. It's absolutely heartbreaking. I appreciated also some of the celebrity reaction. Kelly Rowland.
Mm-hmm. Burning it down.
She's like, woo, glad it wasn't my child. And she since did an interview with Entertainment Tonight. She was on the red carpet for Nope. And she was asked about her comments on this issue. And she just basically talked about how her heart went out to these beautiful young girls, right? Yes. Babies. Okay.
We are tired, Delora. We are tired. We're over this shit. Do y'all hear me? We're over it.
Girl, I ain't got nothing else today. I wish I should have just ended on something more positive, but hey, here, That's all I got for quick headlines and hot topics, Ashley.
It's okay. It will be once you announce, or I announce in the coming weeks what the settlement number is, because that's going to be the happy story.
We will keep you all posted, okay?
Let's get these little girls their college funds. Student loans, my ass. Okay, they about to be set. Let's go.
Exactly. Ashley, what are we recapping next week?
All right, let me bring down my cussing because we are about to recap a family-friendly series, guys. Another Marvel project, because me and Delora like to show Marvel quite a bit of love on this podcast, and that is Miss Marvel. Yay! Disney Plus original series, Marvel's first Muslim superhero, Kamala Khan. Super excited to talk about it with you guys. If you have not checked it out, 6-hour longish episodes are available. We will see you next time.
Bye.